Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Red, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we continued with even more of our relic weapon shenanigans. Off camera I managed to get this the soul achievement finished, where the relic is now is bursting with etheric activity. Soul achievement complete. You will see these messages pop up for a little bit still, because this is just from me, it was 5 seconds, as you can see. The Ball of Embers completion time, 5 seconds. Because it's constantly went in and out dealing with Ifrit. If you're higher level, you can probably just one-shot Ifrit. I couldn't. So, for me, it took 5 seconds. Otherwise, it would take maybe 2 seconds or something. So, anyway. Relic Weapon Novice Enhancement. Right, I'm probably gonna need to unequip it again, because it's gonna turn into something different. Right, K-Bog, yes. Yes! Ah yes, the telltale humming of power yearns to be set free. I scarcely require a Zodiac glass to see that your weapon's soul energy is now fully attuned. The Soul Glade's coating has served its purpose. The time is ripe for it to come off. This will take but a moment. It is done. Your weapon has awakened to its latent potential. Take it up once more and feel its newfound power course through you. Inspire the Nexus. Right. Then come, tell me, how fares your relic? Splendid, splendid. Why, I dare say our efforts with soul energy have been well worth it. I suppose this is when I ordinarily reveal my next grand plan for further enhancing your relic. It shames me to say that I have none to share. Not for lack of thought, though. I have revisited each step of your journey, starting with the relic's initial infusion of Thavnarian Mist. From there I have considered your painstaking collection of crystallized souls, and how each of the 12 varieties of Atma were infused into your relic thereafter. I have reflected on asking you to walk in the footsteps of Zodiac Braves, and how you absorbed the light of slain foes into your relic. Ah, and did not such efforts yield a mightier weapon still? Indeed they did, as did using a sphere scroll to imbue your relic with the fortifying strength of materia made into light. Finally, I have dwelt upon our application of Soul Glaze, so that all the energies became aligned with the weapon. By my estimations, you now hold an arm of unparalleled soul attunement because of it. It has been quite the winding road we've walked, but we traversed it with success, and I would perfect your relic, no matter how long it takes. Yet, well, as I said, I have done all I think I can. All I can think to do. The soul within your relic must be close to that of the Arm of Legends I desire to recreate, but what comes next? Mayhap the nature of the soul in your relic is lacking? No, that cannot be. Please, and do not mistake my pessimism for a lack of will. I simply lack for a way. I am at wit's end, unable to see the forest for the trees, as it were. Although I am certainly not without allies. What if Gerald holds the answer to this particular conundrum? I can't say I relish the notion, but it would be nonetheless, it would be thoughtless to dismiss the man's curious expertise. Could I ask you to approach him in my stead, Lyn? You have convinced the man to lend us his aid before. Perchance you can do so again. Gerald! Inferior for your kettle, it ain't ready. It takes time to get the textures just right, you can. Oh, for the love of the god, it's you. Does your urine for punishment? No bounce? No. Or is it just that yonder old coot can't get enough of me sparkling personality? So you're both still foundering over that relic of yours? Well, I do yells on the depth for that wine. I have a mind to help. Who knows? Might be as there's another bottle or three of fiery liquor in it for me if I do. Yes. Right. Hello. Oh, Yalzan, for all the time you spent burying your beak in moldy books, how is it you're always lost as for what to do with the bleeding relic? Oh well, never fear. I'm here to bail you out of your predicament. The way I see it, if you're trying to better a weapon what can't be improved anymore. We've just made the thing into the bleeding picture of perfection. No amount of spit and polish will make it any finer. I suppose I know what you say to be true, but I cannot help but feel there is something more still to be done to realize its potential. I wish there were, seeing as restoring that bloody relic is some of the finest work I've ever done. But if you mean to remake a legendary arm like what the Zodiac Braves wielded, well, you can't do it with this. The weapons are just different, down to the very smithing. But if this relic can never become... Has my work been for naught? I must return to my research then. Mayhap I will find a clue on some forgotten page. A clue, you say? A clue what unlocks a forgotten way to forge steel? 7 hells, old man. That sounds bleeding interesting. Here, let me take a look at a book or two. Can't very well call myself the best smithy in the land if there's a technique neath the sun I don't know, can I? Your skill is not in doubt, Gerald, but precious few descriptions of the arms of legends' appearances remain, and accounts of their fashioning are fewer still. Even this, my most comprehensive tome, holds but snippets. It would take a genius to understand it. Can't you remember who you're talking to, old man? If the greatest weaponsmith in all the realm can't figure it out, no one can. Let's give it a read. Well, blow me down, some bleeding brilliant smithing, what's written here. The finest kettle work pales in comparison. Gods, I've a mind to try me hand at this. But, well, you're welcome to the techniques, but what of the materials? I dare say you cannot find the catalyst the ancients used for soul infusion in this age. Simply put, we cannot just recreate a legendary arm. Might be as you have a point there, given the right stuff in the picture. I could fashion a parallel likeness of a Zodiac Brave's arm, but I'm well buggered as to how you might infuse it with soul. I doubt Thagnerian mist could do the job. The relic's infused with soul, then fortified with Atma and spiced with materia made like 7 hells! I've got it! Well, what? Break out your strongest liquor, old man. There is a way to recreate normal legend. See, that relic's got the bleeding soul energy. Got the right bleeding soul energy. We just need to get that to ascend to a legendary host. Ascend the soul into a new host. My friends, should you but prove yourself here, I will sing your praises not only as the greatest weaponsmith of the realm, but the greatest of our era. Oh, I'll have you singing like a canary by the time I'm through. But let's not forget about Gerald's payments. A bottle or 3 of fiery liquor, eh? Good, now. First, we've to assemble a few raw materials. Just because I have an inkling of how to forge a normal legend don't mean I know what it's supposed to look like. I'll need a tome what'll tell me about the original appearance. Seeing as you've bordered for books by yourself in the past, I'll leave the finding of the bleeding thing to you. I've no mind to get pecked by the harpies around through Revenant's Toe. Next, we'll need something to forge the host. You're about as like to find what they used eras ago as I am to find sobriety. So we'll just have to use the next best thing, whatever that is. What we're looking for is the most versatile of materials what can be formed into anything. I have a feeling something like that can be bought for all the gil in the Eorzea, so you'll want to talk to a bloke what's wise in the ways of crafting and gathering. Now, if you can lay hands on that for the new host, then we've to deal with infusing it with soul energy. That means some mighty special form of materia. Might as I've got an idea where we'll get the material, so don't worry about that for now. Of course, I'm not certain how we'll infuse it with the host, seeing as this new materia is 100 times more powerful than ordinary gobs of the stuff. Could you not channel the energy of this highly potent materia into another sphere scroll? It is a method that has served us well in the past. Unless, of course, the materia is so powerful it would incinerate a standard sphere scroll. Is it even possible to contain such energy? I know little of sphere scrolls beyond that which you have shared with me. However, Master Butamix and his disciples of the bonfire may have the answer. And we will need a catalyst for the materia's transformation to light. I suspect, however, that no ordinary Alexandrite will suffice this time. You would do best to seek a strange fellow styling himself a treasure hunter. I've heard he found an exotic stone, and I'm certain the man and those close to him cannot be difficult to find. We're to come straight back here when you've gathered all the bits and bobs together. As much as I thought I'd had enough of you, I know I can stand a little more. If it means seeing a real armor legend come together, and a soul in your relic is set. There we go. This part over here is an interesting one, my friends. Well, all the steps are interesting. Depends on what your view of interesting is, I guess. So, let me go and get basically a list of the things that I will need. As far as I am aware, I'm going to need to stop this cat from attacking my freaking sweater. Let's see. Let us begin with getting the materials that I will need. One of those materials is right over here, the brass kettle, for 100k. There are 4 items which each cost 100k gil. Let's see, where is this other thing at? Next up we need to go over to Upper La Noche. And then we need to go to Jidruin's trading post, which is right over here. Hello. Purchase items. Bronze Lake Crystal. Then we are going to need how many tombstones do I have? 500. Okay. Next up, we're gonna have to go to White Brim Front, because why wouldn't we need to go there again? Alright. Bork. Just random dog. Random Doge. And now there's a random cat on my lap. I wonder who this cat is from. Definitely not my cat. My cat who decided to attack my arm earlier today. And then I repaid the favor by yaya-yeeting him. Or her. Not, it doesn't sound as bad as... doesn't sound as bad as I'm making it sound. Just picked her up and put her somewhere else. So that she would stop doing that. And then we have fluorite sand. There we go. Another thing that I'm going to need, which I am going to take a look at for a moment, but I'm not 100% sure if we're gonna get it this way. You might be thinking like, what the fuck is this guy? What in the hell is this guy on? So, let's go and open up my Chocobo saddlebag. The thing that I will need are also these 4 bombard cores. Which amounts to 80,000 Grand Company seals. So you will need these 4 items, and then you're gonna need some items which are available by crafting, but they are master recipes. So you'd first need to get the master recipe books from your boy in Mordona before you can even make this. And then it also requires a couple of materials, which can be a pain in the butt. Now, let me go and take a look at how expensive people are making this again. 66k is actually not too bad. 66k, 60k, 20k, holy... Oh wait, huh? What was 20k? Was it the perfect pestle? Yeah, but it needs to be high quality, by the way. And the perfect vellum is suddenly 90k. Let's see, 69k, nice. So, the way that you would need to make this, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to show you guys why this is ridiculous. But, for the sake of not having to deal with getting all of these things myself, I am just going to go and buy them instead. I have the money, and I think in general, like, unless if you're really into crafting, I would highly suggest just buying them. Let's go and get a furnace ring. That's another one. Oof, this one is expensive, but so be it. Whatever. And then we need the tailor-made eel pie. And there we go. Alright, so that should normally be 8 items, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. I would suggest getting all of these items before you go and do these quests, and you'll see why in a moment. Another thing that you need to go and get right now, for which I am actually missing a couple of tomestones, so... I thought that I couldn't buy this yet? Like, I tried to get it a couple of times, but I couldn't really find it. Anyway, let's also go and talk to Brangwine. Why, hello there, young one. What can old Brangwine do for you, Here. Oh my, a mysterious map. My drunkard lout of a son has you running errands, I see. For that I apologize. Rest assured he will be suitably disciplined for his indiscretion. Why do I collect these maps, you ask? Well, it just so happens they remove kitchen stains like a charm. Something to do with a special ink they bear, I believe. If you want your kitchen to be spotless, like mine, I wouldn't be averse to parting with a map or 3. My son keeps my stores constantly replenished, you see. In exchange, I ask that you bring me, let us say, articles found upon adventures who misadventured. The gods know they have no further need for their worldly possessions, so you need not feel guilty. Where are these articles to be found? Why, where the deadliest creatures prowl, of course. Adventurers are drawn to them like moths to a flame, are they not? By your questioning look, I take it you're wondering what interest I have in such salvaged items. You have secrets that you would sooner take to the grave, do you not? Let me keep mine, young one, and I will let you keep yours. Right, and now we get the repeatable quest, which... Morbid Motivator, which gives you this, and then there's... A Treasured Mother, which is the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the one we need to do for getting one of the items that we need for the Zodiac weapon. Sacred Spring Water. I am not 100% sure if this was here before. However, I will meet you guys back here in a moment, because I am first going to do an MSQ roulette, so I can get more tomes, so that we can at least finish off this today. I'm not sure about the rest. Well, and with today, I mean for me today. Whatever. I'll be back. Alright, one MSQ run later. Let us go and buy the 4 Sacred Spring Water that I need. So now, let me see for a second though. Because for the final thing, it's 50 per thing, so that'll be 50... Yes. Now I'm going to need 600 extra tomestones still to be able to finish this weapon. So that's interesting. Anyway, let us begin with one of the first couple of quests. Let me go and take a look at where all of these are though, because you have 3 of them in Mordona and 1 in Central Thanalan, because why not? Really though, just why not? Let's go and talk to Papana. A Pons of Flesh. Oh, what use is it having? Is it having wares aplenty to sell, and not a soul around any intent to buy them? But I suppose griping about it won't change things none. Nor the what for Gujusana. Oh, and where did this stripping lass like yourself come from? Or spring from? If you've a mind to barter for stones, there's no need to speak with yon pretty lass. Nay, Papa'll deal with you instead. Now, I don't think you'll have me as some filcher of other customs. Of other custom, jeez. Nay, though I may be with a wandering sword at heart, I'm here because... I hate that name. Kujusana is my dearest friend from years back. I hadn't thought to meet her again in a place like this, though. 'Tis the cruelest of fates that keeps me friends here upon in books, ventures I. Kujusana, yes, has fallen into fearsome debt with that harpy Rowena. Selling tomes is dull as a day is long, but even that's a boon for the lass. Well, Papana's nothing if not loyal, so I march myself up to Rowena and wheedle myself work peddling tomes. What wages I don't need to eat, I'm using to pay down Kujusana's debt. Now, adventure, were you not just telling me why you've come yourself? A book about ancient heroes and the weapons they wielded, eh? Well, there's a chance I laid eyes on such a tome just a few days ago, so there is. Tell you what, how about we make a fair trade then? The book you want for a bombard core and a bottle of sacred spring water, and a bronze lake crystal. Aye, that's an equitable deal if I do say so myself. Well, I shouldn't be but the work of a moment for a venture like your fine self. But I'll give you a hint anyway. Gab a bit with the merchants around Camp Bronze Lake, and you might just get a shiny bit of rock. I also forgot to explain the recipes for these ones. I think I'm going to do that at the end of... You know what? No, I'm gonna explain this right the fuck now. No. Well, let's go over to... I'm not gonna go over there, but I'm going to show you where it is. You have a merchant slash mender over here at the bottom of Western Thanalan. From this person, you can buy... basically, like, almost broken stuff for 4,000 gil each. You have to desynthesize those items, and there is a chance, depending on how high your desynthesis level is, that you will get a rare item from them. That item you can then use in conjunction with a couple of other items that you need to collect in one of the master crafting recipes, or the master recipes, whatever. Wow. The Enix need to craft these things: the perfect firewood, perfect mortar, perfect pestle, perfect vellum, perfect pounce, perfect cloth, furnace ring, and a tailor-made eel pie. So, just wanted to explain that right now. For the people who actually want to go out of their way to actually get it. I can guarantee you that it can be a pain in the butt, but if you want to, and if you can, it's probably not as expensive as buying it from the market board. But, nah, I'm too lazy for that. But I have the money anyway, whatever. Anyway. I'll see you as you're back to Prattle. To Prate, I take it you found the stuff I asked for? Yes. Now let's... Hold on a moment. Are you trying to cheat me out of a book with these? The bombard core is missing a bit, and there's a hair on the sacred spring water. And take no surprise... no upstanding head hair neither. Now, I'm not blaming you, but you must see that trading a rare and precious book for trinkets ain't fair. But I believe in second chances, and I'm willing to settle for something else. Something like a horn of the beast that prowls Jamail Darkhold. Aye, that and a gob machine bank plate from Brayflux's long step will do nicely. Now, it ain't as if either grow in trees. The truth of it is, you would have more like finding, well, a gob machine bank plate on a tree. Of course, that's why money to the... Jesus. Dilettantes will pay a small fortune for two such rare pieces. If you bring them to me, you'll get your book and a kiss. So you will. Alright, so now we need to go through Brayflux's Longstop and Jamail Darkhold. You can do these with any job that you have. Since my Paladin is level 70 and is using level 70 gear, I am going to be doing it with my Paladin. Except for the dungeons that give me tombstones. Because I'm hoping with doing these dungeons that give me tombstones, I'm hoping that I can get enough tombstones for the next quest. How much was it again? It's 600, so I need 400 more. Anyway, my friends, I will be right back until, like, after I've, beaten both of these dungeons and gotten the items. Here we are again. It's a grand thing to talk, but I'd rather have a horn of the beast than a gauntlet. Yeah, here. Get a load of this. Well, no, tain't a single thing wrong with these, but I fear you've taken a few more bells than you ought have. While I was biding my time waiting for you, you should come by, but some moneyed eccentric after me book. Wait, what? Who should come by but some moneyed eccentric after me books on legendary arms? And you can bet his questions were backed up with a grand old coin purse, so they were. Well, says I, I'm happy to hear you have enough gil to buy a library's worth of rare books, but this one ain't for sale. I've a proper sense of duty that's not like to bend for the lure of coin, so I turn them down for you. But there's a limit to my kindness. After all, I've still gotta eat, and set me friend free from Rowena. At present, I can't think of a reason in the realm to sell off the book. So long as you bring me a Narashima hide from Halatali and a sickle fang from Snowcloak. Snowcloak? Bruh. No way! No way! Oh my god. Pain. son of a bitch! Oh my god! Wait, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Oh no. Let's see, the Mail, Braveflock, Solitali, Snowcloak, Aurum Vale, Hawk Manor, Amdapor, Sestasha, Wonders Palace, Copperbell, Hullbreaker. Yeah, it's... Oh my god, it's only Snowcloak. That's for some kind of a reason in here. Anyway, my friends. You want to know what this means? This means that this quest is not going to be finishable until... Let's see. Let's see when I unlock this dungeon. Because if I recall, it's actually... Oh my... So, my friends, let me tell you. This is available in patch 2.4. Which is... late. In the patches. Well then, that's an annoying situation. Okay. Well, this is awkward. So I'm just gonna go and do this. There we go. Make that disappear for now. So I guess we will do this once I unlock this dungeon. I was wondering about that though. I was like, is there anything else that still cockblocks me? And I was like, yeah, sure, I need to do a couple of dungeons, but I did not, like, from all the dungeons, I did not expect Snowcloak to be one of them. In any case, here we are. So at least next time that I do these dungeons, I in any case don't have to, I won't need to... Man, my brain is melting like crazy. I won't need to do things. Yep. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be finishing this quest in any case by the time that we reach that point in the MSQ, in the patches basically. So, since that is kind of a bust at the moment, it is time for us to go and unlock a different little thing. Let me also go and throw all of these relic weapon materials in the Chocobo saddle bag. It's a lot of stuff, all things considered. Can you please? For the love of God. Let me go and put the Zodiac glass over there too. Alright, is there any new... Oh, no, I want to use this card. I want to use it to add it to my collection. Alright, so. The final thing that I still wanted to go and do before we go and begin doing the patches are a thing called the Coils of Bahamut, which is the raid tier, I guess. The normal raid tier from A Realm Reborn. This entails some difficulty. The Coils of Bahamut are not easy. Maybe if you compare it to like other content later on in the game, like Savage content kind of stuff, it could be considered... Jesus, fucking... This cat. It could be considered... not too bad, which I would say it's really not too bad, but since it's the first raid tier, a lot of the mechanics are kind of janky at some point. So it's in a class of its own, the Coils of Bahamut. Alright. This actually works out surprisingly well. But it's also kind of sad because I wanted to finish up the relic weapon before I started doing this, but oh well. The game decided against it. After beating all three of the, after beating Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan in the hard mode, and also beating the, what's it called? The Minstrel's Ballad, Ultima's Bane, I think, is another one you need to beat. then you will unlock one of these two. Primal Awakening is for the other thing, and then Primal Nature is something else. Let me go and take a look at this. Of all my tasks, the one by which I am most keenly vexed is a never-ending journey into the heart of the Primal's true nature. Each door I fling wide leadeth me with inevitable anguish to another such confounding portal. It is in these lands that the keys to the knowledge I seek are found. Many seasons did I toil to fashion a net across this vast realm, a net that catcheth not fish, but nuggets of wisdom more valuable than gold. Much have I learned, but the essence of the Primals is ever shifting. No dusty tome doth capture in ink what these terrible beings are now become. Thus must I presume to unsheath the blade born of light. Thine is a strength that shattereth the stoutest barriers, and doth pierce that which obfuscates the impotent gaze of ordinary men. We have not the luxury of time required for my measured scholarly pace. For the outer's nest is astir, hissing with the news of Garuda's return. Our winds have grown ever more violent, ever more destructive. What lieth behind this sudden waxing of power? The answer may well prove a vital piece of the puzzle of the Primal's existence. Mine eyes perceive a looming wall of strife, poised to crash down upon our cities with unrestrained fury. For the nonce, you must pacify the Lady of the Vortex. Swiftly now, to the Outer's Nest. High Serpent Commander Hulwa... I still don't... Hulwa? I guess I'll just call him Hulwa. Will have such details as thou needst to proceed. I shall await thee at the Waking Sands and pray for thy success. This, my friends, is going to unlock an interesting little side quest. Or an interesting little piece of content. Something that I know a couple of people in the static really enjoy doing. Let's go and take a look. I'll need to see what this unlocks. Because to be 100% honest, I would like to unlock the Cores of Bahamut a little bit more. Although, I guess I can do both of these things. It doesn't really matter too much. Ah, Lynn of the Scions. Might I deduce from your stern expression that you have heard the disturbing news? I, Garuda, returns once more to plague our nightmares. I fear this incarnation of the lady is more tempestuous than aught we have yet witnessed. If you are prepared to face this roiling storm, then I will brief you on what must be done. I'm just going to get the money. We first learned of Garuda's return when a primal fell upon the Blue Badgers as they sought to construct a new watchspire. The devastation was absolute. According to the report of the one surviving engineer, Garuda invoked the most horrific gale with but a gesture of her taloned hand. The powerful winds tore apart the half-built tower, crushing the workers and scattering their broken bodies like dolls. By all accounts, it appears the Lady of the Vortex is grown stronger with this summoning. She must be stopped before the casualties are allowed to pile any higher. But, as you might imagine, the Ixal, eager to please their bloodthirsty goddess, are engaging our troops on every front. I have not the soldiers to spare for a primal hunting expedition. Thus I sent word to the Scions to beg the aid of proven champions. You and your companions are our best hope for freeing Gridania of this rampaging fiend. I ask that you confront Garuda in her customary domain, the Howling Eye. Such a titanic conflict is best confined to Ixali lands, wouldn't you agree? Though I imagine the Birdmen have since made adjustments to their crystal, the Beastman Aetheryte found within Natalan remains the surest means of entry. May the 12 strengthen your arm, Lyn. Right. Let me go and gather the lads. Yep, yep, yep. This way. I was flying in the wrong direction. That's what happens when you're chatting. ABC, instead of always be casting, always be chatting. One person is static. Hell yeah! Alright. The Howling Eye Extreme. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm first gonna gather the lads and then we'll go. Alright. Here we are. Alright. Now some people might be thinking like, you're using Duty Finder? Yeah. I don't care. Or we don't care, for that matter. Also, another thing is, we're already with 6 people who know the fights. So any 2 people that join us, even if they're mentors, we probably also kind of know the fight. We're probably gonna be fine. What in... who? I'm gonna be right back, I guess. Again, with vigor. People were still in the cutscene, which I didn't realize. There we go. Nice. So the cutscene is basically the same compared to the other Garuda introduction cutscenes, so we're not gonna watch this. Alright. So... Garuda Extreme. Well, there's so many mechanics once again. In all of these extreme fights, there's always a lot of freaking mechanics. There's always a lot of mechanics in these fights. Really checking countdown is usually what you do with this level of content. Right. So she cleaves, so point the boss away from the party, which is a pretty, I would say always a good idea. She's going to create this little wind thing pretty dang early. I'm gonna drop some feathers where she flies up. Appear over there, and they need to be behind the pillars, otherwise you take damage, like me. I apparently was not behind the pillars enough. When it comes to the plumes, defeat the Satan plume. The first. This is the one that can actually put you to sleep if you give it the chance. Razor plumes will just blow up and do damage. Take care of the plumes before you deal with Garuda, I would say. And then this happens when you are the off tank, or like in any case just tanking. One tank takes both Garuda and Saparna, and the other one takes Chirata away from the rest, because the closer Chirata is to the other two, the more they're just gonna have defense basically. Ouch. Other than that, let me see though. There was another move that they used, which Chirata just used against me and avoided. I don't remember the name of the move, but there's in any case a move where she cleaves in front of her, but you can avoid it, you can just walk out of the way from it. If you get hit by it, it's gonna stun you, so. But I do not remember the name of the move. It in any case has a cast bar, so. It is very much noticeable. Next up we have Aerial Blast. You can stand behind these things, but it doesn't really do much of a difference. The damage of this attack is determined by the amount of... it's always an interesting one. It is based on the amount of rocks that are still left. Another thing in this phase that you should normally do is not kill the spiny plume. People, however, most of the time don't care and just kill it anyway. The person, okay, well there you go. Once you kill it, it creates this thermal high field, which is going to drastically decrease the damage taken. Which you would normally use for a certain attack. Slipstream over here, this is the one that you can avoid. Another thing, when you are tanking the spiny, it's going to give you thermal floor. If you get like 3 stacks or something, you die, so... And you wipe the entire party. So yeah. You want to swap that thing too, but also not kill it. Over here, it's Mistral Shriek, which would normally... I think if you did minimum item level, it would most likely kill you. Otherwise, it just does a heck of a lot of damage in the normal mode, I would say. Alright, once again, the same as before. Get Shirada away from the rest. Nice LB! That was kind of a pointless LB. Because Garuda is immune as long as Chirada and Suparna are there. So you need to kill Suparna and Garuda. I'm sorry, Suparna and Chirada, so that Garuda then loses her, what's this? It's like stone skin stuff. Which makes her basically invincible. Then there's also these AoEs at some point. And that is just about it. That is just about the entire fight. It is honestly one of the easier extremes. The next couple of ones are going to be a lot more on the nasty side. Also a cutscene. I don't even remember these cutscenes happening. I mean, in any case, just pick something up. Oh, more cutscenes. While efforts to augment Garuda's powers were met with the predicted success, it is mildly unsatisfying then that the Primal was thus summarily defeated. Against the Bringer of Light, it appears a heavier hand is required, and now that the focus has been discovered, it is of no consequence. Even should they understand the significance of its presence, they have no means to prevent the summonings. And the Beastmen continue to crave ever more powerful avatars every time their god falls, or their gods fall. With each link forged in this chain of ambition, the shackles of chaos are bound ever tighter. It is not for us to entertain such speculation. We are bid only to convey what we have witnessed. Let us be gone from here. Ascian interference, huh? That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Right. Okay. Once more, Garuda has fallen to your might. You have our gratitude, Lyn. We are blessed to count such heroes among our allies. What's this? A memento of the battle, mayhap. Vortex Ritual Focus. A gruesome ritual tool fashioned from the bones of the Ixal. Ugh, what an uncanny arrangement of bone. I have never seen its like. I could not guess for what foul ritual this object would be used. Might there be some connection to the Primal, considering the place in which it was found? I must ask that you take this grisly trophy to the Waking Sands and consult with Oriange. Perhaps he can provide some insight. Right, back to the Waking Sands we go. I do technically still have... what the... I do still technically have some more Vesper Bay tickets, I think, but nah, I don't really care too much. I'll just fly there, because I'm gonna need them for the MSQ at some point too, so. Good old extremes. May they never change. For they are fun all around. We've done this so many times. Another thing that I can mention about the extreme stuff is every single extreme has a chance of dropping a mount. Around Reborn, it are horses. So you have different horses for every primal. But it's, you know, a random chance, so... However, getting all of them is going to unlock a quest and some dialogue, so I will probably get all of them, but then... I'll probably do it unsynced. Some people might be like, how could you? But at the same time, like... most of the people do it like that, and I've already gotten them by doing the content, quote-unquote, legitimately, just synced in any case. Originally, so... I feel like I'm fine. Thou art returned whole from thy grueling trial. Have the battle with the lady gifted thee a glimpse onto the primal's fortress of inscrutability? That's some words, buddy. A ritual focus of ffXIV bone. Home to what tainted powers I cannot say. Pray leave this curiosity with me, that I might dwell further on its nature. Garuda's unseemly strength was not fueled by crystal caches and tempered worship alone. Nay, I fear some new rite of summoning was employed. The rigid culture of the Ixal rarely spawned of such anomaly. Methinks ancients more deeply versed in primal lore have meddled here. The Assyrians, for certainty. And if those servants of darkness are afoot, they will not stop at a single tribe. Such revelations do much to explain my recent communications. Art thou prepared to struggle once more against the Beastman god? Yes. Quake me up before you are Gomero. We're gonna do this next episode then, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this episode of just I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode we're gonna go and deal with Titan and Ifrit. EX, at least. And then I think we're also gonna unlock the coils, and then do the coils afterwards. Anyway, goodbye.